Don't start.
Okay, don't start. Asawana, Shimmy. Today is Wednesday, the 14th day for September 2022. And I'm going to LJ don't come out under Meme County. We don't come out to work from here, from Tricon and Sekombe for Surubat. They be there for that market. For you come be. We don't go there for that upstairs or run. Now with this, we're there for here. Me are the top. My name na FM Lucifer. I dare here with General Zem. We get General Lion. We need this for here. For Banga Black Hat. We get General B. For Ekombe Bonji. We get General Ras. We get Commander Blaze for Banga Black Hat. We get Boss Casting under General Ras. We get Colonel Ayok. We get other colonel them. We're there for here. We don't come here today. For tell the Republic government say, nobody get the road and we get the road. Tell people the diaspora say when they say lockdown all day. Le Capo dernier, they give warning. As you are mobile le po, we say lockdown all day for this country. If you know say the man can't change the lockdown. There is any particular warning for Godi Clovis, Double D, Chief, say me those people are not talking no. That's why I will kill me. But I don't tell myself if I want to die, all I must die for this show was me a concern. We are wrong. We are the campaign. You can get a combination of Nimi and Omini. So I talk to them, I take a warning for all man. When we respect lockdown with Grand Zero Giam, I give Salama for our people there, they talk for the Grand Zero generals and commanders. Why communication secretary, FM Bitakola. And Amoka, so na place the day. Wow. We look at today, nothing they work about the road inside, they don't work from here. Right for Sorobat, they don't run enter. I hear you, I want them. They say Mbonga they fight. They say Meme they fight. Then we don't tell us anything get time. We don't wake up so now. It don't go stop. All my place day. Power transport are place day. FM military are place day. FM Bitakola are place day. I also give salama for a hero. When a legend no pity say place day. But I think we are place day. All around they don't get their name there. All their place day. Pass and guys. Boy, they for us I don't mention their name there. Today another day. When I place day. I want it.
My country people then. This video now for Helsinki for Finland for October 2023, and the two clowns that were there on the stage, now Ayabacho Lucas and Simon Ekpa, were equally self say be prime minister for so-called Biafra or so-called Biafra government in exile. These two people them now Nigerian and Cameroonian separatists them where they talk to the one for cut part of their countries them for be president in the country or whatever nonsense they talk about. So as the news they come out yesterday, the 21st of November 2024, say Simon Ekpa, he don't be arrested for Finland. I want to remind you say, Ayabacho Lucas will be arrested for Norway on the 24th of September 2024. So they be meet up for October 2023, they come up with this nonsense where they call and say the Helsinki Accord. They talk say they could get military alliance between so-called Biafra and so-called Ambazonia, which is of course laughable. They're a bunch of idiots. But then again, when I get to understand, say the so-called alliance it be starting since 2021, when Ayabacho Lucas he talks that he get alliance with IPOB, when are the so-called indigenous people of Biafra, where their leader Ibn Nnamdi Kanu. So for get a better perspective, I want me to listen to what Ayabacho Lucas be talk in regards to this so-called alliance. And wanna listen.
Since Biafra and Ambazonia seek to integrate within the international system, we will begin to undermine both Yaoundé and Abuja claiming to speak internationally for both Biafra and Ambazonia. We want to speak for ourselves. We want to represent our interests internationally, and this council will seek bilateral, multilateral relationships with different nations, peoples across the globe, so we are properly represented. We are also announcing the commencement or entrenchment of the Ambazonia Biafra military alliance. As the Prime Minister has stated, the occupation is carried out using force. All attempts by both Biafra and Ambazonia to adjudicate their claim to their homeland through peaceful means have been undermined.
It is so funny, say the person where they talk say they want international recognition and all of that nonsense. Now the same international community this way they catch them, arrest them. In Europe they lock them. For example, for Finland in the case of Simon Ekpa, and for Norway in the case of Ayabacho Lucas, where they don't be arrested and charged with inciting crimes against humanity. Now for move on and for give another better perspective, when I listen to so-called Capo Daniel, where his real name Nandong Emmanuel, back in the days when we still work under Ayabacho Lucas, he go explain for now the so-called military alliance with the so-called Biafrans. When I listen, as they insult themselves and whatnot, when I listen.
Biafra. And then you want to go and form an alliance with them? Yeah, you're just telling Nigeria, come and shoot Ambazonia and forget about Ambazonia.
So these are the clowns of the day. People talking about things that they have no idea. First of all, Ambazonians, listen to me and listen to me carefully. The Ambazonian Governing Council taking Ambazonia into an alliance with the Biafra is the best thing that has happened to us. Let me tell you tangibly what our alliance with Biafra has helped us today to the stage where we are. Remember, for the past 4 years, we have been fighting La Republic. We have had little breakthrough internationally, fighting on our own. And also remember that people like Ambe and many people that he has supported in the past in the IG initially rejected self-defense because they thought it is going to provoke war with Cameroon. It is going to make Cameroon to be angry with us and fight us and kill us more. They were saying that we are going to provoke Cameroon. The same thing they are talking about Nigeria, that making alliance with Biafran is going to provoke Nigeria to come and beat us. But that is the only way you have freedom, is by taking chances that is going to make the people that hold you oppressed uncomfortable and to challenge you. When we say we have to stop the CDC, some of them, people like him, were saying that stopping CDC is going to make France and the international community to call us terrorists, to call us this and that and that and that. But we know that that is putting them in their uncomfortable place is going to help us. Remember that the Americans gave us protection for our refugees and changed their policy significantly. And the entire war, this is something we don't want to put out there, but I'm going to put it out there for the purpose of our people because this blackmail is just too much. The fact that we get into an alliance with the Biafra now put America's interest in Biafra in our foresight. Because with our alliance with Biafra, we can help them mobilize their people and cut off the Gulf of Guinea from Nigeria protection and Cameroon protection. Biafra brings in 75 million people that can work in concert and harmony with the Ambazonian people to effectuate the type of trouble in the Gulf of Guinea that we cannot do it just by ourselves. It now puts Nigeria's at stake. It is now Nigeria's interest to see that they help resolve our issue. It is now even Cameroon's interest to see that these two people are fighting for similar things, people's right. Biafra may not be as internationally recognized under the United Nations as Ambazonia, but Biafra have been recognized by other state countries. They are fighting for people's right. In a matter of principle, it is the same thing we are fighting for, people's right. Southern Sudan was less of a state than the Biafra, but today Southern Sudan is independent. So people like this do not know how the international system works, and they do not know the calculus that we are using to free Ambazonia. That is why they are free to run their mouth and criticize things that they know nothing about. Ambazonians' alliance with the Biafra changed the international calculus to the Ambazonian struggle and our potential to be contender in the international scene in the interest of what the international community is interested in the Gulf of Guinea. Most of the success you now see today is direct result of our capability now with the Biafrans to influence things in that border. But you don't expect people like this to know. That's why they taught us fighting La République, killing gendarmes. They will go and apologize to Cameroon, because their instinct is to be afraid of those things that holds us down. Do you think by playing to the interest of Nigeria, trying to please Nigeria, you are going to get freedom? Do you really think that? When you please Nigeria, they know that they got you covered. Pleasing them means you walk within the lines that they have put to hold you down. The same with Cameroon, the same with the international community. We are going to cut all export to the international community, including fuel. We are going to disrupt the whole Gulf of Guinea until we have what we want. The world must know that they will recognize our people's right. Otherwise, Nigeria and Cameroon will not guarantee them their interests in the Gulf of Guinea. It is on the play, and we are not joking about it. And morons and clowns like this, you don't expect them to know what we are talking about, let alone for them to have a roadmap to win this struggle. All they want to do is to run to the negotiation table and look for a seat and sit down. My friend, it will not happen.
And this is what he said a few months later. Wanna listen?
And I want to say congratulations to President Paul Biya. I want to say congratulations to the Prime Minister of Cameroon for this bold step.
Tibo Nagi asked a very serious question. He asked him, say, how many Ambazonia IGs does it take to change a light bulb? He answered, it cannot be done. It cannot be done, since they will argue over who will hold the ladder and who will turn the light bulb. Seriously, if there was a real referendum, the people on the ground could pick their leaders instead of the leaders picking their people. So now the situation is for the so-called Ambazonians, and why that way we call them, say, a bunch of idiots. So Nnamdi Kanu, being the so-called leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, while he visit Kenya, the Kenyan police, they arrest him and they extradite him of Nigeria for face charges on terrorism. And Nnamdi Kanu, they currently go through the Nigerian court process today as I speak. So for 2021, we'll be hear how Capo Daniel they talk about the calculus where they make them for make the so-called alliance with Biafra. By 2024, the same Capo Daniel they tell when I say it was a desperate move. That's why I tell you, these are a bunch of idiots. It's their so-called alliance with Biafra was a desperate move, or a move of desperation. But then again, when I listen to what you go talk by 2024, language don't change, because every single day they see as how they be defeated, because they're a bunch of idiots. The stupid mistakes where they make with the so-called alliances and everything. Today, as I speak, Ayabacho Lucas is there for prison for Norway. Nnamdi Kanu there for prison for Nigeria, and Simon Ekpa is there for prison for Finland. When I listen to how Capo Daniele language, it don't change by 2024. When I listen to this conversation, my country people, very interesting.
From our engagement with the international community, there is no way any country can support us for independence. And the way we'll end the discussion for Canada, they look our side like a belligerent faction. And the international community, they look the way Cameroon government they do them. They feel say Cameroon government they don't change their stand. We require we for show some flexibility. Right now, as I talk for you, there is no country with a positive attitude even to listen to us because of our insistence not to be flexible. The only way we can have international support, international push against Cameroon, if we decide to accept something at the midway. And the Cameroon government now, they be comfortable with the international community, their response and their attitude towards Ambazonia. So they not even be in a mood for even do any concession again. They just want the war to continue, because as they continue to go, they know so as soon that they reduce their economy, they get better, they employ more soldiers than for fight with, and politically they help Pobia for consolidate the power and for prevent any coup d'etat. So it work for them. They don't want me the war at the end. The only way we rekindle the international community their support again for we to concede on certain aspect, then where it be obvious say we need for concede on when the thing why they push on. If we accept this autonomy while they preach them, if we accept this autonomy, it will enable us to get the international support. Ambazonian struggle is a shame to the whole world. If you meet African people, then they see the images, oh, they kill our people, them publicly execute our people, then it is a shame for the whole world. When I meet up diplomat them for inside Nigeria, then tell we say the only way we will for we get independence na through Bakassi. But as Nigeria no get problem, we go Cameroon as the answer in the Green Tree Agreement, there is no propensity for anybody to ever support us. They have made it clear they will not support independence. The Americans have made it clear they will not support independence. Every single person have told us they will not support independence. The declaration of Seseko for independence was not even recognized by Ayabacho, let alone our own civil societies. When your own civil societies have abandoned you, then you have to know that the viability for us to survive and fight this independence is getting
well, my brother, but it's still
yes, Sikot. Yes, Sikot. This is the risk. We risk a total loss scenario like Cameroon they did with their war of independence when they killed Ernest Wani. They teach their students in Cameroon that what their fighters were called Maquisards, not freedom fighters. They transformed their country into Sardina. Today, Cameroon cannot even do coup d'etat. Even if you put the daughter of Brenda Bia as the president in Cameroon, they cannot even fight her.
As I told my brother,
So I know allow the war.
I don't feel support. I don't will support you on that basis.
Sikot, I'm not asking you to support me. Listen,
hear my case. Stop all the bad job.
No, if we cannot, you cannot. Let me give you an example. You cannot. The time where we could stop our fighters from doing the bad job is over. You cannot convince the ADF on the ground to allow that roadblock to block because the economic interests have already taken control of the fighters on the ground. I'll give you this example. Go and convince Popo. I'll give you his number. If you can stop them to open this roadblock, Sikot, I will abandon all my assumption and say, let us try again. But one thing I can guarantee you with my own experience in Ground Zero, we have tried to stop CDC. Sako and Chris Ano, they accept money to allow CDC to go. Do you know how many soldiers died in that deal? Eric Tato, who came and was bulldozing, 10 and killing our people. He failed because of what? He was killing our own people. Ayabacho, that I believe was the most organized person who is smart enough. I supported him. Today, what is he doing? Killing our own very people, disarming camps, allowing soldiers to be run by cartels on Ground Zero for economic reasons.
As I talk, I get my lot of reservations and anger with the leaders for the revolution. The same leaders I have been speaking against for long, and you support them and build the monster out of them.
No, when I was with Ayabacho, I came Ayabacho.
No. There was a time I spoke with Ayabacho. You can go.
When you become for me, what the one solve the problem with TTA. Now will be the support a reconciliation with TTA. No, not me. Have you ever stand for the disarmament of TTA?
You supported, but I'm talking earlier on. There was a time I spoke with Ayaba and vehemently he said he could not. It was not me alone. It was I think with some other activists. He said it cannot stop you. You were recruited to stop people because they were dictators. They were Ochiba Nelsons and so on that was built by Sako. So we only needed somebody who could take the risk to counter them and say things that nobody could say.
No, for me,
do things that nobody could do. And that is how they gave you the
when I was against Eric Tato, it was not because of anything but his policy on the ground. I was against Eric Tato.
The people were looking at you different.
Because they have
I think there was the Secretary General of the AGF that I was having a meeting with them. And he told me vehemently that you are already a worker.
You cannot blame me for people's own misconception. I fought Eric Tato because of the wrong thing he was doing. Then you implemented
other things that are affecting us today.
Okay,
because
tell me one
at
thing
the end,
implemented.
you gave the powers. You gave the powers to Ayaba, who has finally turned to be the real problem of Ambazonia.
But I thought that you can make wrong calculation. I believe in my heart that Ayabacho was a genuine patriot. Until myself, I see him refusing things that I did not believe he would refuse. Prisoner release.
Do you also know when I went down on my knees and begged Ambazonians that let us look for something that will give a good face to the revolution, else we may fail within 8 months? You know the kind of question you caused me on your videos, which I didn't reply, right?
No, because
where are we now?
that, AFC position at that time was that the TTA have a hostile posture on the ground, and it is because of you. So we cannot allow you to dominate the TTA. Never did I know that when we will bring peace with the TTA, they will come and disarm them. When they disarmed Sabia, I objected against that. I came against it. Every time I worked with them, I was working with them thinking that they will do the right thing. I was always
happy that you said that, because I quarreled with Bernard Franklin a few weeks ago, and I told him, he said, wait, my problem will be obese with Ayaba. I told him that, no be me, I get problem with Ayaba, now Ayaba get problem with me. I was the one who also boy them for instance, Donga Mantum. They go, that come for Tadu is mostly empowered by me, because all that boy and close master, Baba get to all the materials that with the support of some of the people where you know I'm of update. They go do other work. They empower that camp. They go do harvesting. A lot of they disarm those boys. My old boy them for they come back to go. They say if they allow, you know that Ayaba even wanted to withdraw from the Canadian talks of the beginning, just because some people were there in the hierarchy for the leaders. When they champion this Canada talk them, but they talk with me and they make them know say they should stop talking with me or giving any support for me, because if I get a voice, now so it will be difficult for them.
Yeah,
and people had to withdraw support.
That is what have destroyed him now, and that is why I left him, because.
So my country people them, when I don't hear what way Capo Daniel it talk for 2024, it tell when I now say there is a zero propensity. Say the international community it go come for can assist them for their fight for so-called independence. It tell when I now for 2024 say maybe now a mistake forget the so-called alliance with the so-called Biafrans. When I hear Ayabachobe the talk for 2021 and 2023, how it will be a good idea for them to go into alliance with the so-called Biafrans. Today for 2024 November, Ayabacho Lucas don't be arrested by the government of Norway and charged with inciting crimes against humanity for Cameroon. Simon Ekpa don't be arrested by the government of Finland and also charged with terrorism-related crimes. Nnamdi Kanu will be arrested for Kenya and extradited to Nigeria for face terrorism charges. So all these three, they don't be arrested and sent to prison or held awaiting trial for terrorism-related charges. So now the same bunch of idiots, then this way they will say they create this so-called alliance for cause an international response where it go favor them. But every single thing where they do it backfire. It gives them the opposite of what the way they be expecting. The international community it don't turn their backs against secessionism or separatism, whether not for Nigeria or for Cameroon. Now why that way European countries they catch them, arrest them, they lock them, even African countries them like Kenya and Nigeria, they catch these so-called separatists them, extradite them, send them for the countries the way they cause trouble for them, may they lock them for them. Just like the Neraten, like Ayub Tabe and all the other ones the way they be catch up for Nigeria, extradite them, send them for Cameroon, and Nnamdi Kanu way the Kenyan government they catch them, extradite them, send them for Nigeria. So this is the pattern and this is the trend. The international community is not coming to divide any African country. The separatists, what are not the ones for Ghana, for Nigeria, for Cameroon, and everywhere else. So this one now a warning message to any person where they think about separatism, say they want to go divide a sovereign country. Good luck. And even if you want to attempt them, please try to get more sense, more than the so-called separatism for Nigeria and Cameroon, because they are just a bunch of idiots. My country people there.
Yeah, inshallah, yeah, kill and bury, yeah, scatter the bastard. On board these days, we have Arotunda. AKA Aromami Water Picking. Yeah, na kumama vego this. We don't come. About 2 days is oh de bolo. Yes. Don't have Fukabi and Kenge. Yesterday I'm in the camp, the end road, the tongue go back. Echo. Cry out. Cry me so echo there man. Rugged you. Yes, now the small village out now the end.
Fellow Ambazonia, stand on this side. I cut that in. I see you stand so. No more. If you think I'm you, cut them up, cut them up. Fellow Ambazonia, my name is Rewi. Rewi. Anybody know it to be Rewi? You know temporary. Like probably know it to be Rewi. It get Rewi, but don't know it to be Rewi. So you want temper me. Anybody want temper me? You walk on. No say you be iron. Can be iron to iron. My name is Rewi. That small picking this.
One day.
That small picking in this.
No Elisha.
I start the alarm block. I don't go to yesterday. They shoot me from my hand, but I don't tie them.
You still there?
I don't block them. I'm motor then I don't block them. I do with them when they come.
Clear.
Me army they come. That BI will they come. They shoot yesterday they run. We throw them small. But today na the DD. Today na railway goes down.
You clear me?
Today na 14 March railway goes down. Na me. No dock no day. No dock. I Cameroon I don't pack out the bus all retire them. Because it carry Brazil to go import Brazil drinks to our land. Who be there and bottom. So I know the joke when it concerning mission for Ambazonia land. I'm not there for joke.
I hear you.
May they come. We'll be with them.
No retreat, no surrender.
I block it for them. May they come open the mosi.
You control. You said I stand firm all this time back. Oh, Amora commander. Oh, jet beam from the east.
Oh boy, we don't wait them.
Land force from the coastline.
The coastline.
You don't know to your column.
Boy, we there. Yeah, no boy. May the Republic come. Now we there. Now we get them. If you don't tell me, may the world see me.
Claim me, Ascarin.
I hear you. Now me be that picking me that the call and say. Maybe this so, massa. Cafiash.
People.
One for MG7.
Gandhi. Good. Akbarikba.
People stop now. The commander. You hear, you know, it's a man that is not put my own for WhatsApp.
Because this time.
Yes, I mean.
No, witchcraft. Even a witchcraft, brother, tell me where to be.
No retreat.
No surrender.
Now we there, now we get them. I don't fear no nothing.
Small bang on the way. Small.
No, boss.
Enemy.
No. They can't smoke. I tell you so. No, but all the deny. Maybe I go match they say wa on bang at the day you say I do here. But you so coffee up.
And I got you no, me do get that full on you, me the winner that's in them. So that me have to the camp.
Me the winner the caterpillar.
I don't call it. Say go send machine them. Say go send for person. Say no come for the camp, me the camp now.
That they are machine them. Mo tumble them here in Kumkum. Another body. I wrote that. We see and clearly. No mistake, no duty. After we, now still we again. Our blood and this. How many people they have blood and this? We ain't no be day for them. They breaking morning. We ain't no be day. When I say so, na we say na fresh one that.